If I woke up tomorrow with 0 clients and I had to close a high ticket deal in less than 7 days, here's exactly what I would do. First, you have to understand that there are only two ways to get a client. It's either they find you or that you find them, right? Getting them to find you through inbound marketing like content, like what I'm doing right now with my YouTube videos, that's the long term goal. I'm building a brand, I'm building a personal brand, but the problem is this takes a lot of time. So if you only have a week, you don't have the luxury of time, you have to find them yourself. But I wouldn't waste a single second selling cold DMs to a random list of people who I'm not sure even cares about what I'm selling, right? That's a losing game. So instead, what I would do is find warm leads that have already been nurtured, keyword already been nurtured, on my exact offer. I would find these exact people who are already following, listening to, and engaging with other experts who are selling the same thing I'm selling, and then talk to them. The good thing about this is that these people don't need to be convinced they have a problem. They are already looking for a solution. And in fact, they've probably found that solution through those coaches, through those influencers, but they've just been on the fence of buying them, right? And so my job is to intercept these already ready to buy people and present my offer as a credible alternative. And here's two ways you can do that. For example, this guy only has 9,000 followers, but all of these are basically qualified buyers, and you can tell when you scroll down that there's a verified check mark, right? Verified, verified, verified. These, depending on your niche, you probably already have someone exactly like this with only less than 10,000 followers, and those followers are all qualified, and that's what you want to target, right? So instead of going through the followers one by one, what you want to do is you want to use a tool called Growman, which is an extension I will link below. And you want to, and this is how you to use that tool. So first off, you click detailed because this includes the bio and the follower account, which is very important. It is very important because you can scrape and then manually check the bios of people you want to work with or not. You can ask AI to check it for you, and you can also filter out empty bios. You can filter out people who have less than 100 followers and so on. I might make another video on this. So after that, you want to limit the maxed extraction of followers to around 250, especially if this is your first time running it. 250 is more than enough. If you can get one sale out of 250 people, for some of you who are high ticket coaches, that's already $6,000, right? So just go for 250. For the wait interval, this is how long it takes before the tool waits to scrape and find another follower. And you don't want this to be too low because shorter request intervals increases the likelihood of Instagram seeing that you're using an extension and basically being a bot, right? And if it's too long, it's like unnecessary to wait, unless you run this, of course, like overnight. But in this case, but even if you run it overnight, only do 250, right? So what I do is I put it at 21, 22, and if you see I press go, it's going to start scraping instantaneously. I already got my first one after 22 seconds, and it'll scrape another one. And I'm going to pause the video right now so you can see at least around 5 followers. Alright, so I just got 4 accounts, 4 followers from Skytan, and I stopped it there because I'm using my main account. I don't want to get botted, and honestly, for the purposes of this video, I don't need to scrape anymore. But as you can see, these are the usernames, the full names, the followers. Sometimes they have an email and a phone number, but it's not very important, especially if you're doing outreach on Instagram. You can check their bio here as well. This guy is a great lead. He has a consulting agency. He turns followers into customers. That's his bio, right? And he has a lot of followers. So if you're a high ticket coach and you want to reach out to this guy, it is a prime lead who's very familiar. It's a prime lead, basically, right? It's infinite leads. So another trick before I move on to the next extension is Growman by default has a limit of around 500 exports. You can only export 500 people that you scraped into Excel unless you upgrade to their premium version. To fix this, all you have to do is on the rows per page, instead of limiting it to 10, you just go to all. And what this does is it displays every single person that it scraped, and you can then just copy paste like this all the way down. And then when you go all the way down, you go to spreadsheet and you copy paste it on that spreadsheet, right? Actually, let me just show you how it looks like. So it's pretty quick. So you go all the way down here, and then you just copy paste, and there, bam. It's a bit, it is fine, it's correct. So this would look like, so here's an example of how the data from Growman would look like on a actual spreadsheet. I used this for one of my clients before, and this does look like every single one is qualified, but the thing is, as you can see, I only have 214 out of 1,000 rows displayed because I have very harsh filters in place. So in another video, I'll break down how you can do this for yourself. But aside from Growman, what you want to be doing is also scraping the comments on some of these, because more than just a follower, someone who actually comments, that's actually me, lol, but someone who actually comments is probably way warmer than just a random follower, right? And so to do this, what you want to do is open their post. You click on these three dots here, you go to post, you scroll all the way down so that it loads every single comment, and once that's done, you use this extension called the Instant Data Scraper extension. And what that does is it gets all the information from these comments and it puts them right here, right? These are all the URLs of every single person who commented, and this is their avatars, I believe, their usernames. I don't know what it is, but this is how long, this is when they commented, this is what they commented, and so on. This is not very important. He has lots of thirsty comments, but this is the only thing that's important. All these are the usernames. So I have another test here, and all of these are usernames. Everyone here, these are the people who commented, right? And what you can do is you can open these one by one, or you can just reach out to them in the first place and see which one you want to work with. And this is how it will look like. Now here's the thing, this is a very important disclaimer when doing outreach and doing any of this. When you use a tool like Growman, you don't want to be seen as botting. Basically, botting is bad. Instagram hates it, and Instagram will flag you, and they might even ban you. So that's why I don't recommend Growman, especially doing like a lot of followers. 250 is more than enough. You can do that for every 3 days or so, and just relax, right? But now I'm going to tell you exactly how to do this safely. Now I'm going to show you how to do this safely. So when you use a tool like Growman, what it does, I'm sorry it is going to be a bit technical, but what it does is it opens the followers, it opens the actual profile, then it takes all of this data and puts it here. Now how that actually looks like to Instagram is Instagram just sees it go to the followers, go to all of this and open them, and it sees it scroll down and ask for more followers. It asks for more information. Instagram doesn't see me scroll up and down, but it sees when I open a new tab and connects to that tab, right? The thing is, collecting all of this information is completely outside of Instagram, because all the information here, where is it? All the information here is already loaded. You're not interacting with Instagram again to get all this information. All of this is already there, and what the scraper does is it just gets the text here, because the text is easily accessible. It's HTML, basically. HTML is, for those who are not familiar, it's the code that you see in front of you. Everything you see here, that's HTML. You don't need to talk to Instagram to get this, and that's why you can scrape comments and comments and comments, and you will never get banned. This is not botting. Botting is when you use a tool to actually interact with something like this. Clicking followers right now is an interaction to Instagram, because I'm asking for this information and it has to load that information. The thing with botting is they don't necessarily track like how fast you can move. It's more about how sporadic it is, or how bad it is, or how unlikely it is for someone to be looking at new followers for 8 hours over 2,000 profiles, right? When you do that, Instagram doesn't like it. So if you're doing a data scraper like this, you can do this unlimited times. This will not get you banned at all, right? And so you basically have unlimited leads for all what's basically a minute of work per post. I mean, so when you have all these leads here, what you want to do then is you don't want to just reach out to these people at once, because again, if you reach out and message to every single person here, 50 people in under an hour, you're going to get banned. You're going to get flagged. Instagram is going to be like, bro, stop spamming, right? What you want to do is you want to send maybe 8 to 10 messages every 30 minutes, right? And you can send like 10 straight and then relax, or 5 straight and then relax, and then do it again later. But the important thing is you don't spam. You can't send 100 DMs a day. You'll get instantly flagged. So the important thing there is, when you do reach out and do this kinds of outreach, you only want to talk to people who are actually qualified. Now here's another thing that's important. When you have everything here on a spreadsheet, you can actually press Alt Enter. I think for the Mac it's Option Enter, and it opens every single link that was already highlighted. If it doesn't work for you right at the beginning, there's an option up here. I just tried to point to my screen with my finger. Anyway, there's an option right here. It'll say pop-up blocked. You can only open one link at a time. What you do is you just click that, you say disable, and so on, and then you try it again, and this will open everything at once. Right, so now you open these links, you check the profile, and you say like, oh, this is me, this is nice, awesome, qualified. This guy qualified, maybe, I don't know. This guy's qualified, this one's qualified, this one is also qualified. Everyone's qualified, right? But for the people who aren't qualified, you want to discard them and just keep the ones that are qualified and reach out to those people. Now here's also another disclaimer. I'm sorry, there's a lot of disclaimers here, but this is very important because I don't want to get you banned and I don't want you to get flagged, right? When you open all of these accounts at once, right, like exactly like Alt Enter, bam, everything's open. That is also actually still a bot behavior, even though you're the one doing it, because suddenly you're asking Instagram for 10 links in a millisecond, and Instagram's like, what the heck, right? So what I did, I developed and I programmed a simple URL opener on my website. You can use it; it's free. And what happens is you get like all these links. You place it here. You can rearrange it. Rearranging it is useful if all of your links are alphabetical, because it's all patterns, right? You don't want to open things in patterns. But yeah, then you can set a minimum and maximum delay. I personally set it to 4 and 7. So what this does is it sets a random interval between 4 and 7 seconds before it opens the next URL. And so what you can do is if you have like 10 URLs you want to check out, you just do 4 and 7, and it gives you the estimated time, and you start opening. And so now it opens this guy. I wait a couple seconds. It's gonna open again. I wait a couple seconds. My hands are in the air. See, I'm not doing anything. Not doing anything. Opens again, right? So you can come back here. You can pause it. Also you can use the quick start option, because remember that pop-up problem we had with the spreadsheet. If you press the quick start button, it opens YouTube and Google simultaneously, and so you'll get the pop-up up here that says, oh, can't open multiple things at once, you have to enable it first. So it's just a quick start. It's just a way to get rid of that that error, basically. Right, so now that you have a list of qualified people, you can directly start reaching out to them. Just send them a message and book your calls. And if you do this every day for 7 days, you get 40 qualified people who already know your offer, already have a problem that you can solve, and you reach out to all those 40 people every day, you're bound to get a close. There's no question about it. If this helped you, let me know. If you have questions, let me know. I prefer if you have questions, actually, because I love answering questions. Aside from that, if you're a high ticket coach and you need some help getting actual buyers in front of your face, getting your face in front of actual buyers and getting real conversations, Send me a chat on my Instagram. Send me a chat on my Instagram, and let's have a conversation. Thanks for watching.